Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vladimír Sedláček, and the company is called GreyCortex. We joined only recently the IQRF Alliance. May I ask the big screen to turn on? Okay. So, we want to focus on security. What this means for somebody is a just big question mark. And I got one expression here. My solution is perfectly secure. Are there any producers who can tell, and please raise your hands, my solution is perfectly secure? I was hoping at least one hand in the air to see it. Okay, how we see Internet of Things is IoT is a network like any other. So devices are designed to be interconnected to enable more. And unlike computers we buy and put away in 2, 6, maybe 12 years if we had Windows XP. These things are small, so there is a limited power consumption. There is a limited computing power in the devices, but the life cycle goes far beyond a project, far beyond just install, deploy, and operate. The operation is not a project, the operation is just operation. What every producer has to consider about the connected endpoint, so the actual IoT device, or perhaps also some gateway, is the storage capacity related to power available from battery or from some other limited source, and field upgradability of software. You know, in microcontroller, a ROM is much cheaper than FRAM or RAM or any other technology. And there is a problem with production volumes. Imagine that you just produced 10,000 or 100,000 devices, but a serious vulnerability has been just discovered when the production is ready to be shipped. That's a serious problem. And the Internet of Things is about machine-to-machine communicating. If you just browse the Internet, there is a human factor. There is some gut feeling that something strange is going on the network, that something strange is in the air, if you have Wi-Fi. But there is no such factor among machines. So you have to monitor, you have to measure response time, you have to add some mechanisms for monitoring and managing the devices, just like we saw in the previous presentation. But even then, there is a lot of machines programmed to be evil, to create the evil and to attack your devices. And there is no human. These are also machines. These are also automates. So the battle is completely automated and it never sleeps. So is there a reliable, effective security built in or within IoT? We assume so. And we hope so. But actually all networks, soon or later, tend to be vulnerable. Because we have no natural frontiers. We don't have any guard at the port of the facility. The OSI model is actually the vulnerability stack standard, not the communication stack. Well, there is official name and the unofficial security name. Because any flaw in lower layer, like for example the radio implementation, can reveal a security hole which leads and allows the attacker to break into a higher layer, up to the application layer 7. A simple media conversion is not a security solution. A security gateway, a security protocol, is a security solution if it is upgraded regularly. We have seen the gateways. These are fully blown Linux computers with just limited computing power. 1.2 gigahertz, 2 4 cores, A53, A59 CPUs, versus 100 cores, 4 gigahertz Xeon machine with ½ terabyte of RAM. Who will win? The actual cybersecurity is about power imbalance in computing power. Nothing more. So the more CPUs we have for breaking into, the more vulnerable are the basic components of the network. And do you remember protocols and security fundamentals like TLS-11, MD5, RSA-56? They don't exist anymore because today there are no security anymore. The same thing will happen soon to the standards we consider secure even for banking. And for those of you who use internet banking on your cellular phone and get the second authentication factor, the SMS, to the same phone, to the same number, there is no security in this. There is no two-factor authentication because those two factors meet in one device without your overseeing. And the last thing is about the open source versus closed source. The discussion about which one is more secure is simply useless. Even open source, even closed source are equally unsafe and unsecure. Don't trust anybody. Well, I shall prove it, okay? A fast BSS transition, so roaming in wireless networks, in Wi-Fi, has been introduced in 2008. And last year, it means 9 years later, a group of Belgian researchers published details that it is possible to break into secured communication just by abusing 802.11r. So, shall I break into your IoT wireless connected devices over Wi-Fi or not? Everybody can. And you can read more in Wikipedia. So really, everything we consider secure and safe will be questioned sooner or later. And the consequences of breaches? Well, fun, money, glory, whatever you can imagine. But if we think about smart whatever, like for example smart electricity, there could be a blackout. There was also some. Not by using IoT devices, but it doesn't mean that I can't abuse IoT device for this. What we are investigating at GreyCortex are advanced persistent threats, which actually come from the network which are really persisting. It means there is a lot of trials. There are automated trials, and there is automated spreading of the attack and of the malware and automatic break into the machines. What can you do? Well, as integrators and producers of devices, it's simply you have to design carefully and for long term, and be field upgradable with the devices and monitor the networks as they are operated. Whatever you can do, we can help you. We can help you with our product, GreyCortex Mendel. We can monitor networks, we can detect and inform you that something malicious is happening or just happened in your IoT network and also in your IP network and the other stuff. The integration is very easy. We got sensors. We would like to use gateways for IoT as additional sensors into our solution. So if you want to amend your gateway solutions by security, please talk to us. And we are capable of detecting the attack by evaluating what is normal and what is anomalous. And we also can help in the exfiltration of the attack solution. We can see the network. We do not only collect metadata about flows. So we are not another NetFlow collector, but we also look into the packets. We look deep into the communication. We are eventually capable of decryption of HTTPS, FTPS communication, and eventually, if it is possible, we can give you the information about what your devices usually report to the center, to the messaging queue, because it's a JSON, so layer 7 application, which is just normally used. I decided not to show you any demo, live demo, because it would be relatively problematic. So I just captured pictures of our dashboards with the geographic and time spreading of communication. Also, what was the communication flows related to normal and some suspicious activities. And if we go deeper, we can see here a persistent threat at a glance. So we can see the chain of events leading to the conclusion that there is some malware spreading. We can see also where the malware comes from and which devices are attacked or are part of the threat. We can also detect something like excessive communication. We can also detect breaches into policy. So just that simple thing, your device started to communicate with some other endpoint, which is not the MQTT, actually. Even if someone breaks into the device and tries to hide the communication, for example, of a gateway, we are capable of detecting it. And we are working together on research with Brno University of Technology, and we would be glad to work on any research or any deployment project with you. We got some success stories related to our customers we can talk about. There is a lot of other we can't talk about because we are a security product. And together we can go deep into IoT and we can protect the infrastructure of Internet of Things in a way which will survive the devices and us eventually. So thank you for your attention. Please remember that you can eventually talk to me, that you can drop us an email, that you can ask for demo access. And on a YouTube GreyCortex channel, there is also a lot of informative videos about what we have seen in the wild, or how we can help protect networks of computers, including IoT. Thank you very much.